firefighters walking around the roof here at one point, searching through that debris field. And of course, we saw on the south side of the building where all that debris piled up there, and again, where the firefighters have been looking around and digging through some of the remains, making sure that they continue to make sure that they get everything picked up here or gone through there to make sure nobody else has had any problems with this. And again, we'll give you the wider picture. That is a 20-story building that you are looking at there. And again, that ventilation shaft for the incinerator ran the entire length of the height of that building. It's being described as a 70-foot by 100-foot structure. Totally collapsed down to the ground. And again, we come back up here, we see one of the firefighter, or at least one firefighter, on the roof here assessing the situation at the top of the building. No word yet from the Department of Buildings what they, if they have evacuated the building or not, if they are checking the structural integrity of the building itself. But you can see those firefighters working down at different pieces of the building there and trying to figure out what they're going to do or what they can do with the building there. But you can see, if you look close enough, towards the top left corner of where that shaft was, it appears to be the either concrete or metal framework of the building there, exposed by the collapse of that shaft. Like I said, we see the firefighters assessing everything down there. Look down here, and again, what I first noticed here when we were looking at the what's left of that shaft are these air conditioning units that are next to where the shaft was. You can see the damage that was done to those units that were right next to the shaft itself. The one on the top of the video there, almost hanging out of the window. We come down, you see the other units. You can see right here, there's where one looks like it was totally separated from the building. Just the power cord hanging out the window, same with the window below it. And much the same scene as you go down, where there are some of these air conditioning units still in the windows down there, or what's left of them anyway. And then going to come back down to this pile of debris that is sitting here at the bottom of the building. And like I said, you look here next to the building, you can see another unit that was attached to the back of the building there, what appears to be some sort of door that would go in, whether it's a service door or what have you, and you can see the pile of bricks almost go to the top of that door. So obviously quite a bit of debris piled up here at the base of the building. As firefighters continue to comb through that debris and do their searches there. And again, a lot of water down there on the ground. Not sure where all that is coming from just yet. But as you can imagine, with an explosion with the force of this one, many other pieces of the building would have been damaged as that debris came falling down to the ground. Looks like some fencing down over here as well. That might have separated one building from the other. And like I said, if you are just joining us, this is in the Mott-Haven section of the Bronx. This is a building that is part of the Mitchell houses. It looks like 6 buildings make up the complex here. And it's the one on the right side of your screen in the center there. That's number 205 Alexander Avenue. And you can see, like I said, 20-story building, and a ventilation shaft has collapsed down to the ground. That goes the length of the entire building, 70 feet by 100 feet, that shaft. Part of the incinerator unit for the building. And you can see one of the apartments there has their drone up, trying to assess the situation, trying to get a closer look at the building and the debris and what's left of that shaft from the incinerator. Come back down here towards the ground, and you can see all that debris, and there are some of those window units we were talking about. And okay, Wanda, copy that. So again, stay tuned, cbsnewyork.com, on our live stream here, and we'll keep you updated on the ongoing events here in the Mott-Haven section of the Bronx. For now, I'm Dan Rice, reporting live in Chopper 2. Skyfox, the 389. Okay, and real quick, what do you have on this? What is your information? Got it all. I'm ready to go whenever you're ready. I'm here. Take me when you want. Well, Kurt, as you guys have been talking about here, this is the Mitchell Houses, Mott-Haven section of the Bronx. About 8 o'clock this morning, that call came in, and it was a report of a gas explosion in the incinerator shaft of that building. When I bring the camera back in, what you're going to notice is that this runs the entire height of the building, from ground all the way up to the ceiling, the top floor of this 20-story building. The entire shaft collapsed, separating from the building. You see the firefighters there on the roof right now. They are assessing the situation. Obviously, the biggest question they're going to have right now is the structural integrity of the building, at least this area. If you look close enough, you see over there towards the left side of your screen, it appears that the entire facade of the building, right down to either the concrete or the steel of the building, has been exposed by this collapse. We have seen them using a drone to assess the situation as well down there. But when I come down with the camera, you see all the window units on the side that was closest to it. A lot of those air conditioning units pulled out of their windows or severely damaged. But this is what's got my attention, is right here. This appears to be some sort of service door or an entrance to the building, and the pile of debris on the ground goes almost to the top of that door. So a very large pile of debris that came showering down on the south side of this building here. We saw earlier you had a large response from the fire department searching through that debris, but as you said, so far, no reports of any injuries. Of course, that's the best news we can get out of a situation like this. But if you look in the middle of your video there, you can see water bubbling up from the ground. So something with that collapse also ruptured some sort of water unit down on the ground as well. A very complicated situation down here for the rescue folks down there trying to get to the situation at hand. I'm a little distracted. It looks like they have a search dog down there as well. So obviously a very multifaceted operation down there as they try to make sense of what happened down here, Kurt and Rosanna. No. Okay. Can we slide to the left a little bit, please? I'm good here. And Chris, what we've been watching over here is the fire department trying to go through the debris you were talking about. Just a few minutes ago, we did see firefighters up here on the top of the roof. If you look close enough there, you can see where that facade of or actually the shaft separated from the building there down to the bare metal or concrete below it there. Look at those window units that are next to it, the air conditioners. A lot of them ripped out, damaged when all that debris came falling down from the side of the building there. We come back down to the bottom of the shaft. One thing I got there, Chris, is look at that door. The debris goes almost to the top of that door next to the shaft. So obviously a lot for the police to go through. They had a dog searching through the debris as well, and a drone overhead. So a lot of activity down here at 205 Alexander, Chris. We haven't noticed that necessarily, although I did notice over here where they have the command unit set up, you do see people out here next to where they are standing. It's hard to tell if they're just spectators in the neighborhood trying to see what happened over there or if they're residents. But at this point, there is no word on an evacuation or what happened with the people inside that building. I was shocked, to be honest. We've heard of these explosions before, and you hear these things happen, especially in incinerators like this. You hear little things happen, but I've never seen a hole inside the building. Forget about the entire length of that shaft, and even up here. I mean, if that happened down in the shaft itself towards the bottom, the force of that explosion ripping not only the shaft itself, but portions of the building with it at the top level of the building down. It was a little surprising, to be honest. Absolutely. We'll come back over here towards Alexander, East 138th Street. You can see the entire block here just filled with fire department units, fire trucks, and what have you. But yeah, the whole neighborhood in this area, you definitely want to avoid anything in the upper East 130s, anywhere near Alexander, because they have several units down here trying to assess what's going on. And of course, Con Ed is here as well. I did notice at one point there was water bubbling out of the ground, so some sort of one of the pipes down here must have been damaged when all that debris came. Yeah, right there. You can see the water bubbling from the ground as well. So obviously, there are many agencies down here trying to assess all the damage that's created by this. I think it's a very good sign, Chris, because if you look down here, I mean, it is a plaza on the south side there, a walkway. So obviously, you don't know if there was anybody walking through that area at the time of the explosion. So I would imagine what we saw earlier were the firefighters trying to frantically get through the debris to make sure there was nobody caught up in the explosion. And about 5 minutes ago or so, we did see a search dog going around that debris, looking and making sure that there were no signs of life or anybody under that debris. And the dog was there, and it left rather quickly. So I believe those are all good signs that nobody was in the area when the explosion happened. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's so many different things to think about, Chris, because one, that door, that's probably about 7 feet tall, right? So you got almost 6 feet of debris blocking that door, and that explosion, and again, I'm not an engineer, but it didn't blow inward. I mean, imagine if that had blown inward instead of outward. I'm sure it's designed to be insulated from the rest of the building, but this could have been a much worse situation than what we're looking at now. Where I want to go up to the top of the building really quick, because I'm looking at all these air conditioning units, and just look at that one right there. Look at all the damage done to that one unit, and there were 3 or 4 other units that were pulled completely out of their windows and down to the ground. So there was a lot of force there. That's the one I was looking at before. Look at how that's just hanging out that window, all mangled up. I mean, imagine the power it took to create that kind of damage. Go ahead, Chris. Yeah. Skyfox, 389. Hey, I'm back over here again. Obviously bouncing around. Yeah, I got that. I'm here, Wanda. I think we can do it. Let me double check. Hey, Chris. We're good for 10 o'clock if I do something at 10, right? I said we're good for the top of 10 o'clock if I do something at 10, right? Okay. Yep, Wanda, that'll work. Okay. Not cool. Yeah. Looks like they have 2 drones up, huh? Yeah, those are the landing pads for the drones. Oh, 100%. Just what I wanted. Can we come forward a little bit? I lost my. I don't want to orbit. I just want to come forward. The tree seems to be blocking. Remember, we were looking at the water that was bubbling out of the ground before? I feel like we drifted backwards. I can't see the water bubbling anymore. So we just come forward a little bit, just so I can see the water bubble. Yeah, okay, good. 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 That. I had a truck I was looking at before. Where did it go? Oh, they must have moved it a little bit more. They had a front end loader from, oh. Sorry, Wanda. I was distracted there. DEP, what? Yep. Yeah, to see if it was going to be a water main with the building or a public one or whatever. That little bubbly water right there. Yep. Copy that. Okay, can you slide a little more to the right? Same position. Yeah, just a little bit to the right, a little bit to the east. Okay, that should work. I lost where the helipads are. Huh. Oh, okay. That's good. And liftoff. Um, it's a dumb question. That's in the Bronx, right? 3rd Avenue, 184. We can try. Let me see what our fuel is when we get ready to leave, and I'll see what we can do. Um, when we go to leave, after 10 o'clock, if we have time, I'm looking for it on the map. Okay. Before or when we get ready to leave, can we go up to the Bronx Zoo? Not right now. When we go to leave after 10 o'clock, we might want to go to the Bronx Zoo and look at a police scene. Okay. I have it on the map. It's just on the over here on the west side of the zoo. Okay. Okay. Where were we? There we go. Oh, thank you, Monda. Well, thank you for all your help. I appreciate all the info. I gotcha. Good morning. And here's Cindy. Cindy's in the studio. Cool. And it's Dan, just so you know. Okay, we're getting ready to go in about 2 minutes, Chris. Just watch. I want to be able to see the little water. We're losing the water thing again. Yeah, just come a little bit to the left. Good, Chris. Okay, I'll keep a shot similar to this. You want to stay in on the bricks? Okay. Okay. I just see my video being used elsewhere at the moment. So let's do that then. Great. Okay, standing by for a report. And Cindy, this all happened at around 8:10 this morning. A ventilation shaft, an incinerator on this building here in the Mitchell houses, 204, I believe it is, Alexander Avenue. An explosion inside that shaft separated that 70-foot by 100-foot shaft, from the building down to the ground. We sit on the top of the building here, 20 stories high. You can see where all that brick got pulled away and just blew apart from the top of the building. Look at the air conditioning units on the right side of your screen. You can see the force at which that explosion happened. taking out those air conditioning units, destroying others in their windows. We come back down to the ground, and you see nothing but a pile of bricks down here at the base of the building. I want you to look at that door that's on the left side of your video there. You got to figure that's about a 7-foot tall door, and the bricks go as high as that door, just about there. We look inside, you can see what remains of that unit that was at the base of this shaft down there. And look at the right side of that structure there. You can see 4 layers of bricks that made up that that shaft, and yet all those bricks just blew apart outward into the street below. And you can see down there the pile of bricks that lay outside the building there. Now, when we arrived on the scene shortly after the explosion, we saw numerous fire department personnel digging through that brick to make sure nobody was caught under that debris field. They brought in a search dog at one point. We have seen 2 FDNY drones circling around the area to make sure there's no other damage, no other problems created by this. In the middle of your video down there, you can see water coming up from the ground. The DEP is on the scene assessing if there's a water issue down there. You can see some of the Con Ed folks down there doing their thing as well. Gas service to the building has been shut off now as they do their investigation. We were talking about the large response over here from the FDNY and from Con Ed, and you can see all those vehicles down there on the street. We can see the FDNY, actually, excuse me, the NYPD putting out the barricades now to block off the area. We've seen front end loaders down there that are being brought in by Con Ed and in the FDNY to get ready to move some of those bricks out of the area. A very expansive operation down here, Cindy, as crews try to make sense as to why that explosion happened, taking down this ventilation shaft for that incinerator. Yeah. Cool. I don't know if it's still using the video, but my report's done. I said I did my report. I just don't know if they're still using video or not. I can't see the stream. Okay. I'm not done yet there, Wanda. Still doing video. No, Wanda's looking to send me somewhere else. We're good. Okay, I think they're still using my video, though, Wanda. I think the stream is still using my video. Yeah. Right. Okay. And we're good, 46, right? Thank you. Okay. Let's go up to the zoo real quick there, Chris. Okay. Wanda, we're going to move up to the up to Belmont, looks like. Yep. Let's see. Come around, come up. Might be by bank. Let me see. Okay, that's 184. I don't know, Wanda. Yeah, that's 3rd Avenue. That's and that's 184 right there. Yeah. Oh yeah. Payomatic. That's probably the bank. Okay, we'll head back. Okay, Christopher. Let's head back. Top her off, and we'll be back over that building for the top of the noon, okay? Chris, we're done here. That's okay. We're done. We go home. We are going to be back over the explosion site for the top of noon.